All right, so a little bonus unboxing today, and what this is going to be is our set of basic EV tools, both electrical side of things as far as wire strippers, wire crimpers, and what those kind of look like for especially some of this bigger, higher gauge wire that we're going to be using, and then also normal tools that you're used to but insulated, and kind of the basic stuff you need for that and how it protects you from making a connection, or especially a high voltage connection, which if you accidentally do. So check these out. They're kind of cool little tools for this side of the industry. All right, so like I said, these are the basic EV tools you'll need. And this first one is hydraulic crimping tool. And what this does is, one, it saves my hands from having to crimp some of these connections by hand, but also it just makes these connections a heck of a lot better than what my hands could possibly do. And as you'll see here, it just aids with some hydraulic pressure. So I still do squeezing, but what I do is just like a jack. You tighten this on, turn it on, and then you just pump it. And what it does is it just sends this piston up. Boom! You get that crimp under the hydraulic power. Got all the different sizes here, depending on the wire and gauge size. So this, is going to be very necessary, especially on that high voltage stuff, to make sure my connections are great, because we definitely don't want any connections coming loose while we're driving around. It's never a good thing. This is a wire stripper, and pretty heavy duty wire strippers for, again, some of those high voltage parts that we're using. You just kind of put your wire in there. There we go. Maybe I'll get it, maybe not. But essentially, the wire goes in here, and you just spin this around, and it slowly just cuts off that insulation until you get down to the wire, and it's a nice, super straight, super clean cut onto that wire. So with these, when I'm working in there with some tools, reaching in, granted, I'm not just going to be reaching into random high power stuff. It's not like I'm going to, do anything crazy like that, but it is always nice to be safe. And what these are insulated screwdriver tips. So these, and I think they say 1,000 volt is the rating on these. Something crazy. I'll never be dealing with that. And if I do, I'm going to have nicer tools than these. So essentially what these do is these are fully insulated. If I'm, like I said, I'm going to be paying attention when I am doing some of this stuff when I've got high voltage going on, but at the same time, you can never be too safe. And really, my dad's an electrician, and I kind of grew up doing a lot of the electrical work on houses. These will be nice for that stuff, especially a screwdriver set. This will be really nice to just kind of have a little ease when I'm working, that if I accidentally, touch a connection out, I'm not going to send all those volts, through my hand and through my heart, which is bad. And then this looks like maybe a tester. Maybe this came with a pre-tester. I didn't order a tester, but maybe it came with one. That'd be cool. So some nice crimpers here. This is for my smaller stuff, and you can kind of see, this doesn't use hydraulic like the other one did, but it does help. It's got a little release here. You squeeze it down, and it keeps it tight until you hit the release, and then it releases the crimp. So that way you're not kind of fidgeting around trying to clamp this and then getting some weird crimps going on. So what this does, these are my lower voltage connections here. Nice consistent crimps. just a cheapo wire stripper. Let's see, this will open pretty easily. You don't want to watch me open one of these plastic cases because sometimes they take 30 minutes to open up some of those plastic cases, but this one just had a staple. So if you take this, put your wire in here, it clamps down on your wire, and then when you squeeze it further, see how it pulls that, it'll just pull that insulation off. So crimp down on your insulation where you want the line, crimp down on your wire that you're going to keep with insulation, and then when you squeeze it continued, boom, pops that insulation right off. So these will be nice instead of, you know, using regular ones where you kind of etch it out and then you pull it off. Like this will just, nice sound effects, I know. And then again, back to the safety, these are going to be used a lot. And I will note that these tools were more expensive than any tools I've bought as far as screwdrivers, and what these are, and sockets. And yeah, so, you know, when it comes to safety, that stuff is just a lot more expensive, but going to be worth it. What this is, I mean, it looks cute, but this is what I'm going to be using to, you know, tighten down my batteries, modules when I'm in there. Working in these battery boxes, you know, there's going to be a lot of high voltage in there, and especially when I'm getting to the end of it, when I've got them all strung together. I'm going to want to make sure that when I'm turning, I don't ground out on something. If this was fully metal and I'm on the positive side of one of those modules and I hit a ground, I'm at least going to get hit with 25 volts, and depending on how many I have strung together, it could be even more. So I don't want to do that. And what these do is, you know, with the gloves, which I haven't got in yet, which, you know, they're going to be 1,000 volt as well, and you can see here 1,000 volts. Between my gloves on and these, even if I do make a connection, which the goal is to never ever make a connection, because that's when you start ruining things and breaking things. But in the event that I do, these are all fully insulated, rated for 1,000, I about said 1,000 horsepower, that'd be sweet, 1,000 volts, just to make sure, you know, if I do slip, do make a mistake, or even have some, you know, water or liquid somewhere that I don't notice, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna take myself out by making one of those connections, grounding it out. So nice little bonus unboxing. Well, there you have it, the basic EV tools you'll need to do an EV conversion of your own, if you're so interested. You know, if you have any questions, let me know. Just reach out on YouTube or on our website. But outside of that, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.